I think we are live. Let's see. No! I'm not signed into Twitch. Second. 448. Probably shouldn't say that out loud. Okay, I think we are live in both capacities. All right. Sweet. Let me just do this real quick. And let me do this as well, real quick. Okay, we're back. First of all, today's my hair is insane. Getting it cut tomorrow. We'll be done with it. First of all, today's shirt, college shirt of the day. Texas Tech. It is the Galloping Red Raider. It's the thrift find. Well, hopefully if you're tuning into this stream, you've watched up to the latest video, because otherwise we're going to have some spoilers. But let's go ahead and jump into it, I think. And let me just pull up one more thing. The stash. What, you don't like the stash? My stubble's starting to grow in. So I think this is a better spot than when it was just bare skin and the stash. But we'll see how long the stash stays. I'm not a huge fan of it. I do want to go handlebar next time. Well, I'm glad it gets a chuckle out of you. Mallory likes it a lot, so it's going to be hard to fight my way out of it. Yeah, so spoilers ahead, obviously. We're going to go ahead and go through this first section. If you don't want to be spoiled, I don't really know what to say. So, spoilers in 3, 2, 1. Alright, and starting off here, the champions of last season, the South Alabama Jaguars. We finally did it. We finally broke through. We won. 15-1 final record. We had that one really bad loss to LSU at the end of the year. It was our second to last game of the regular season, and quite honestly, they just kind of smoked us. It was a really tough game. LSU was a really good team. I think I'm gonna actually turn off the Elgato light because it's kind of blinding me. There we go. We'll see if that's a little better. The mop head, again, the mop's gonna go tomorrow. I'm gonna go get it cut. Alright, the final score too was quite lopsided. It was a crazy game, not in that it was a crazy hard game, but in that it was a crazy just dominant game from us. We faced a former quarterback in the championship game. That was pretty fun. Atari Mason, finally a championship coach. That is 2 out of 3 years that we've been in the championship game. And then in the staff moves towards the end of the season, we also lost our defensive coordinator, Aaron Bull. He went to be the head coach at Iowa, so I would like to schedule Iowa next year. I think that'd be pretty fun. And we signed on somebody new. Yeah, we signed on LD Scott, who was the defensive coordinator at Missouri State, and he came here. So it's kind of an interesting thing. The defensive coordinator, he didn't get a head coach job anywhere. he just got a better coordinator job somewhere else, but I think Missouri State, I kind of want to check how they did last year. Let's go to conference standings. So they are in the Conference USA, I believe. Missouri State finished 7-6. They did not have a very good defense, but let's see how they did in stats. We'll go by Conference USA. So in the Conference USA, they allowed middle of the road yards per game, points per game. They were 4th best in defensive yards per game, or pass yards per game. They were a little bit okay. And then, so they were kind of a middling team in the Conference USA. That's not great. Pretty much came in average across all stats. So, you know, I mean, it doesn't make a whole lot of real life sense that we would get a guy like that, but that's what happened. We got him. And then if we look at the season stats, I didn't do the breakdown because we're going full stream from here on out. So Jared Heller finishes his junior season and his first year with us. He had a 69% completion percentage. Nice. He had 3,700 yards, 44 touchdowns, which I think might be a record in the series. I'd have to look back. I believe that's a record. 26 touchdowns or 26 interceptions though, which is also probably a record. So we threw the most touchdowns and the most interceptions in this series. That was pretty unfortunate. I think we took probably the least sacks. Well, maybe not. I don't know. It's tough to say on that. Rushing this year, we had a two-headed monster attack that did really well. Both ended up being 1,200 plus yard rushers. Stephen Terry was phenomenal, and we can kind of see what he'll look like in Jeff Mooney. Both are the same archetype. Louis Samuel, contact seeker, and that's what he did. He actually ended up averaging more yards per carry. Granted, he wasn't the every down back, but he broke 15 tackles in 50, which is 5 less broken tackles in 50 less carries. Yeah, rushing was pretty nuts this year for sure. It was one of the most balanced attacks we've had running the ball. Obviously, this team has always been a rushing first team, but this was the first time that it wasn't big play or nothing for this team. It was definitely kind of just grind them down. Jared Heller ended up with 8 touchdowns, 200 yards. I think we could have gotten more out of him in the running game. I just don't run a lot of QB designed runs. And then Devin Kesey came in and he was pretty okay sometimes. And then, yeah, that was pretty much it. Receiving, I thought this was our most balanced year receiving as well. We had a tight end get 23 receptions, which isn't crazy amount, but he also, you have to remember, only started probably 12 of the 16 games. He finished with 240 yards per 15 yards a game, but we definitely found him more than that. I don't think that's super indicative. Like, if we look at his stat, go game log, you can see he didn't really play, and then here in week 5, he really kind of got his first starts. He went 4 for 66, didn't really get anything in the next 2 games. Well, okay, he didn't get a whole lot. I would like to try to focus tight ends a little more next year, because I thought he was a really good element to have to our offense. And then Slade Cameron obviously led us. Slade finished with the most receptions. Definitely was the #1 guy to be open. Dalton Wiles still the big play threat downfield, although Caleb Vincent was the real big play threat, and he is currently slotted to transfer. So we'll see if we can bring him back. And then Stephen Terry, this was the big one. This is the first year I think I've had a running back get more than 500 yards receiving. He got almost 700 yards and the second most receptions on the team. So that's definitely something I want to be part of our game plan going forward, because I think it definitely gave us a mismatch a lot of times against some of these defenses. Speaking of defense, we have Jamil Mangle with the most tackles. So our slot corner, I don't mind that. I don't think that's actually the worst thing in the world. That's why I wanted somebody like him in the slot, and he was really good at it. Cormier and Suggs finished with the next tackles, tied with Henderson as well. Henderson was really good this year. And then a drop off in tackles, but if we look at TFLs, obviously Trent Godwin was our best defensive player this year. Markel Vincent not far behind him at all, but definitely had fallen a little bit behind him. And then Carlos Pitts was a fantastic signing for us. Obviously, I don't think he stays. I would love if he stayed, though. Taylor Shaddock was pretty good, too. 5.5 sacks. I think we'll see that probably go up. And then interceptions, Brian Henderson had 5. DeAndre Uzama had 5, and that was in very limited time. Cormier had 4, which I wasn't expecting from him. Mangold and Ellington had 3 apiece. Kalawaya had 3, and then Punga had 2. So our secondary really came down to our safety, and then mostly our backup safety and linebackers. And yeah, Uzama finished with 3 touchdowns, which is pretty nuts. We did get 17 deflections from Cole Punga. He just didn't bring a lot of those in. And then I think kicking was pretty bad. Yeah, it was terrible kicking this year. I missed 4 attempts. I think that's probably better than last year, actually. And then kick return, we had 1,500 yards, 2 touchdowns, an average of 26.4 a return, which is pretty darn good for kick returns. And punt returns, we had 1,100 yards with an average of 17.8 and 6 touchdowns. So we had a total of 8 kick return touchdowns this year, which is pretty incredible, honestly. Career stats. I guess Newsom will finish his career. He didn't really do a whole lot. Terry, it's kind of hard to track career stats nowadays with all the transfers, because really these players don't play a whole lot and then they come here, so it's not super helpful. Terry will finish with 2,000 yards though. Receiving, here's the first like useful one. Dalton Weil, I think he's started now for 3 years. He'll finish with 2,500 yards, so probably about 700 a season. 34 touchdowns, that's pretty awesome. Schneider had 1,900 yards and 24 touchdowns. That's pretty good for him as well. I don't think these sack numbers are accurate at all. Defense. Cole Punga finishes with 360 tackles. He had 18 TFLs in his career, 5 interceptions. He was never a dominant cornerback, but they didn't throw his way often either. He was very good at just kind of not making his receiver relevant. And I do, looking back, I think I would have done some things differently with packages where I would move him around. Like maybe have him play in the slot, maybe have him play on the other side of the field. There's some things I feel like I could have done with him. Brian Henderson finished with 100 tackles and 10 picks. I think that's it there. Oh no, what am I looking for? Sacks. 51 career sacks for Markel Vincent, and that feels like it's going to be pretty much unbreakable. Even Trent Godwin's nowhere close to that. He's only halfway there. Markel really 179 tackles, 103 tackles for loss. He was the guy that just never got the development boost, and I feel like he should have, because he came in as an impact freshman. We played him year 1. He never redshirted. So this is a true senior. He played his first 4 years, all 4 years. He only finished 1 year with less than 10 sacks, and that was a half sack less. And he averaged 15, 19, well, 51 divided by 4 is a number. That's like 12. He finished with like 12 and a half sacks a year. I think it's 12.75. Is that right? Hang on, I gotta do the math. He finished with 12 and 3/4 sacks every single year as his average. That's really good. That's really, really good. Especially hitting 15. I thought he wasn't going to beat last year's total, and he did. It's just Trent Godwin even looked that much better. And last year, 14 sacks was enough to win him a lot of awards, so it wasn't this year because of his own teammate. So really great career for him. Obviously, very record-setting career. Game record that got to win a championship before he left. I think that's the best part of it. And then Kesey so far is up to 11 touchdowns. So he got 5 more touchdowns than he got in his first year. And then team stats. This is where I was looking today. I was comparing some numbers. So points per game. We're actually towards the bottom in the whole nation. We are down here. Oh, where am I going? Wrong way. This is offense. There we go. There we are. We're at the top offensively. We've finished with the most points per game in the country. Yards per game was pretty good, but we're not at the top there. We're actually in like the top 20-25 range. So we found a way to be efficient scoring, even though we didn't get a lot of yardage. Yards per play, we finished 4th on this year. Again, that's the thing, is like we would score fast and hard, but a lot of our points would also come from our defense. We got a lot of defensive scores this year, so I don't think this is it's a little bit of a misleading stat in the offense. Pass yards per game, and let me know if the music is good. Pass yards per game, obviously we're towards the bottom on that. I think we're in the bottom 30, although we finished with the most passing touchdowns in the country. So we didn't get a lot of yardage through the air, but a lot of our scores came through the air, which is kind of an interesting, I think that's, I don't know, I think it's interesting. We finished 3rd in the country for rushing yards per game, and then 5th in the country for rushing touchdowns, number 1 for first downs. Defensively, we finished with a top 10 scoring defense, which is really good. Tied for, I believe this is 6th. Yeah, we finished tied for 6th. Passing, or yards per game, we finished top 10 as well. Defensive pass yards, actually, we did pretty well here this year, I think. It's down a bit. We're more towards the middle of the NCAA, but you have to also think a lot of teams were down heavy against us and would just throw the ball. And teams already throw the ball more, I think, in-game than they do in sim. So a lot of teams don't try to run the ball. What's more impressive this year, we finished with the number 1 rushing defense, and this was, I think, 40 yards less than it was last year. 40 to 50 yards less per game. We actually improved drastically in the running game, and you could tell most of these games were not hard because teams weren't running the ball well. And then when teams get into a throwing game against our defense, between our pass rush and our secondary, there's just no chance. And then of course we finished with the most sacks again. We're back on top in sacks. I think we'll go up to a 4.5 star. I don't think we'll go up to a full 5 star, although we should go up to a 5 star after winning the championship, but we'll see. 3rd down conversions, this was better than last year by a percent. I believe we were at 50%, or no, it's better by 3%. We were at 48% last year. We finished with 51, so that's improvement. Would like that to be higher, but I mean 51 I'm pretty happy with. 4th down and 2-point conversion were both higher, but we didn't go for it at nearly as much as we did the previous year. I was trying to play a lot more conservatively this year. Just trust your team. Attempts in the red zone, we had 124. We scored at a higher clip on those, 53% scoring in the red zone, touchdown wise. Actually, I think that's down from last year. No, that is up from last year. That's up like 2%. I think we were at 51% last year. So we scored more efficiently in the red zone. We did give up a few more touchdowns in the red zone, percentage wise. But overall, I think we allowed way less attempts in the red zone this year. And then turnovers, this one is a little unfortunate. We did finish with a positive turnover ratio. So we finished with a 2 differential, despite 28 giveaways, 26 of those being interceptions. So we actually fumbled the ball less this year. And 26 interceptions, yeah. We finished with the most interceptions I think I've thrown in this series. That was really bad. But we got 30 takeaways. We got a lot more interceptions and fumble recoveries. Trust your treat. Trust your treat? Did I say trust your treat? Coach stats. We'll take a look at this too real quick. Atari Mason currently is probably the winningest coach. Yeah, he is the winningest coach in NCAA. Trust your team. Okay, yeah. Josh Allen does not trust his team. His team is bad. So number 1 win percentage currently, and our playoff record has to be the highest. We have the 4th most playoff wins. Actually, it's not even the highest percentage. Wow, I think we're 6th. Not as bad as your team is throwing. Yeah, we throw ints probably worse than he does. Not by much. I mean, he's pretty bad about it, but we throw it real bad. And then draft picks. This is where we need to get better. We need more draft picks. That's definitely something I'm trying to do. We don't have a top 5 recruiting class. Next year, I'd like to get my first ever if I can. I think that's it. We'll check records as well. Yeah. I have not had a 9 interception game yet. We'll see about that. Nationally, Markel Vincent, yes, nationally he has the most sacks in history. It says 50. He has 51. I don't know how it came up with 50, but he did break it with 51. So we have one national player And then Duke Watson has the most rushing yards in NCAA history, even more than Gideon Davidson, which was kind of crazy, and the most rushing touchdowns. So we have 3 records broken currently nationally. And then school records. Did anybody break those? I know a lot of people did this year. Dalton Weil has the most receptions in history. Markel Vincent sacks. Dalton Weil the most receiving touchdowns in history. At our school in a game, it's going to be Dalton. No, that's not Dalton Wiles. That's last year. Still Devin Boyson. No game record set this year, interestingly. I'm clowning Eggy because he just asked if I'm on. No, I'm not on. I'm streaming. Come on now. I need to trim. I can feel a hair hitting my lip. Gross. Season. Let's see. Receiving yards. No. Receptions. Touchdowns. Yeah, passing touchdowns in a season. This was the most in our series. Jared Heller with the most. And then RJ Moss still has the most sacks. I don't think we're going to see that broken because that was a bug that allowed players to get sacks like that. So I think that's pretty safe at 20. All right, and that's it. Go stay. I don't know what that means, but welcome, Sosa. If you just joined us, we were just recapping our most recent year in South Alabama, the Dynasty I have on my channel. It's officially going full stream from here on out because we have won the national championship. Or my hair, it is a mop up here. Let's go ahead and simulate Ford. And let's see who we have leaving our team. We have Tyree Gallimore committing to TCU. Okay, that's been known. He committed to us and then he left. That was pretty frustrating. We have a few players that are going into the portal. We're going to see if we can get them. But first, who all is being drafted? Carlos Pitts. We cannot persuade him. Jameel Mangold, and that's what I thought. Morgan Ellington did not go pro, though. So Caleb Vincent, very low. We're going to try to bring him back. We can't. I'm going to mark him down, though, because I want to bring him back next season. I think he was a really fun player. It would really suck to lose him. And I do already have him marked down. Perfect. Keenan Major, I wouldn't mind bringing him back, but I'm also not really that worried about it. I don't think that he fits into our plans. David Ojeda, I definitely would love to bring him back. He's going. Do I have him marked down? I do. Let's see. Chester Willies is transferring for playing time. He just randomly got this out of nowhere. He didn't have playing time as an option. Oh my gosh. Do you see who didn't transfer here? We have another junior on roster that did not transfer or go pro. And I don't know why he didn't go pro. Maybe it's because he threw 26 interceptions. This is why Chester Willies is transferring. It's because Jared Heller is not going pro. We'll get him another year. Where's Eggy? I don't know where Eggy is. Eggy was whining in Discord about being on Heaven's Ankle, so I'm glad to have you here. Wow. Yeah, I quite honestly, I don't want to tell Chester Willies to come back either, because in that case, he's not going to start, and I think Chester Willies should start somewhere. So part of me wants to let Chester Willies go. It sucks, but let's see if I can bring back Kyle Cheeks. No, I cannot. I think I'm going to let Chester Willies go. And then, I mean, obviously Jameel's not going to stay. And Carlos Pitts isn't going to stay. We love Willies. Willies. We love Willies. But Chester Willies is gone. That really is brutal. I did plan to make him my starting quarterback in like year 3, 4. Cheeks and Willies, yeah, I know. The fact that they're, yeah, that's insane. Here's a player I was looking for, and it doesn't appear he's staying. So the Troy quarterback is also staying that I was thinking of getting, Thomas McGinn. Second year I looked to get him, and he's not leaving. Let's see. They have a sophomore zone cornerback who's pretty intriguing, and a sophomore redshirt quarterback who's also intriguing, but I'm not going to look at them. Maybe Max Allen. Let's see on Max Allen. 3-star. Oh yeah, see the accuracy is already capped. Yeah, I'm good on that. What about UAB? So another thing I did was I upped the chance of transferring to 55. That's the base default of the game. I'd had it at 50 this whole series. I put it back to 55. I also upped the maximum amount of transfers to 30, which won't really affect us a whole lot. But that means we should see transfers more at smaller schools. Ooh, Enrique Fung. Be careful saying that. He's transferring. Contact seeker running back. 3-star. And he's capped at speed, but I mean 94, 96 speed, that's plenty speed. Elusiveness is really high, his power's pretty high. There's no way I bring in a guy like this though when I have Louis Samuel going into his sophomore year, right? That'd be crazy. Dakota Sharpton, someone I'd be interested in. Let's see what his ratings are. Yeah, Dakota Sharpton's someone I'm pretty interested in. Let me mark him down. The one thing we do every year is we allow ourselves to look at some of these players on the other Alabama schools. Yeah, his caps are basically uncapped, so I would love to have Dakota Sharpton. Alright, let me put UAB, just so I don't forget. Okay. They have a punter, they have a quarterback. Transferring for pro potential, Demarius Hunt. Nah. Let's look at Alabama and Auburn. Those are the last teams we're allowed to look at. Alabama has some pro players. They have several transfers though. Wow. They have a lot of transfers. Okay, maybe we can raid the war chest a little bit here. A wide receiver for playing style, that's not going to be in our wheelhouse. Right guard, raw strength, champ contender. Fabian Gallimore. Okay. Five-star, 88 overall, Fabian Gallimore. We don't know his dev. He's from Bama. And his caps, I would assume, are very good. Yeah, his caps are uncapped. Okay. Beautiful. A well-rounded right guard? Nah, not so much interested in that. Josh Carwell. And his caps aren't nearly as good, so we could always look that way if we need to, but at the moment I'm not considering it. Left tackle, Braden Jordan. Oh, they have so many good players. Block specialist. Proximity to home. Noah Revis. No, he's not going to get any playing time. Okay, so the only other one we can look at here is this left tackle, Braden Jordan. Another 4-star player. Pretty darn good caps, I'd say. So he is 87. Braden Jordan. Bama, and his caps are high. And finally we have Auburn, who only has 2 transfers. A running back, contact seeker, probably solid, but I'm not interested. And a quarterback, Josh Osai. John Osai. Okay, so that's it. That is it for the players leaving. Again, we're not asking Willies to stay because I think it makes total sense that he'd leave. And Keenan Major, I'm torn on him because there's not really a great use for him, I don't think, in our offense. I like his playstyle, but I don't think it's going to get better. He's normal dev, so I'm not all that intrigued in keeping him around. Let's go ahead and advance. So all in all, Alabama probably got hit a little bit by me upping transfers. We can't hit the next level. Do we want to change music? It's been going on the same music for a while, so let me do... I don't know what this one is. I don't have my headphones in, so you'll have to let me know. Can you hear the music, first of all? Is it too loud, second of all? Alright, draft results. Let's see. John Okuda goes round 1. Carlos Pitts goes round 1. Cole Punga goes round 1. Jamil Mangold goes round 2. Yeah, right. Jamil Mangold would go number 1. Joey Abbott goes... He didn't even play for us at all. Alexander Newsom goes. What's he gonna do? Play running back? It's quiet. Okay, maybe I'll bump it up just slightly. Max Thrasher goes round 7. Timote Vu goes round 7. We kept John Okuda. No, we didn't. We lost John Okuda. He was a senior. We kept somebody. Who do we keep on our team? Jared Heller, first of all, which is just crazy. We don't have another quarterback, though, on roster at this point. We have one quarterback on roster. That's not good. We have 4 or 5 running backs. So I'm going to also make some notes in a notepad here on players I need. We have 1 QB on roster. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 wide receiver. 4 running back. Tight end we're good on. Left tackle, we kept Rashawn Nix. That's who it is. We kept Rashawn Nix. Al Haydad. So we've got 5 offensive tackles. We have 2 guards. 3, 4 guards. And 2 centers. Markel Vincent didn't get drafted. That's cap. That's absolute cap. We kept Trent Godwin. That's great. So we have 4, 5, 6 edges. Defensive tackle, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5 defensive tackle. And then 8 linebacker. 1, 2, 3, 4 corners. So we keep Morgan Ellington. We lose Jamil Mangold. It's still showing him. Why is it still showing him? Did it show Carlos Pitts? Yeah, it showed okay, so it doesn't show anybody that's left yet. That's kind of annoying. Except for the transfers. It shows the transfers having left. Boy, I'd love to keep Jamil Mangold. I guess I might as well. It doesn't matter if I upgrade him now. He's already gone pro. I guess I could have gotten him to round 1 probably. I was hoping he wouldn't leave. And then we've got plenty of safeties. We have so many safeties. I don't think we need safety this year. Okay, I've kind of got the idea. So first of all, Dom Westbrooks is one of the players we're still recruiting. I'm going to go ahead and send him the hard sell. I very much want this player. I think he could be an impact player for sure. Prime Time says that playing time's high, champ contenders A-. See, how are we A- in champ contender? We just won the national championship, man. Brand exposure to B+, like, come on. McMillan? Maybe. This guy decommitted. He's a 4-star. I wouldn't mind bringing him in. What does he want? Brand exposure? Let's go ahead and give him the house. So yeah, sometimes I keep players on because they can decommit. Obviously, they decommit for me all the time. I am going to go ahead and get rid of all these players though, because that means they've signed. We'll clear our board. We currently have 15 commits. We have 15 commits and then 3 likely commits on top of that. So we have, at quarterback, we have a 3-star coming in. So we'll have 2 QBs on roster, but one of them is freshman. We're going to have a lot of running backs on roster. We have 6 running backs on roster. We're for sure bringing in 7 wide receivers, but we'll probably get 8 or 9. We're going to have 6, 7 tackles. We're going to have another guard, 5 offensive guards, 3 centers. We're going to bring in 2 more 5-star edges, which is kind of a bit tough. Balance. We bring in a defensive tackle. We have too many players, quite honestly. Linebacker, we bring in 1. We bring in 2. I'm gonna get rid of the other guy. Cornerback, we bring in 2. I'm very glad we have DeCavarlo coming in. Yeah. And then we bring in another running back. Did I see him? Yeah, Christian Waller. Let's get rid of this thumper first of all. He may still come. I don't really care. I don't want him. So that leaves us with 2 plus 15. We have 15 commits. We have 2 likely commits. Let's go ahead and jump into the transfer portal. The number 1 player in the transfer portal is 5-star wide receiver that's not interested in us, Matt Montague from Alabama. And I did see him, but I didn't bother with him because he had playing style. So go figure, he does not want to come here because of playing style. In fact, none of these guys want to come here. I assume they all have playing style. No. Champ contender, but we're locked out. So it's like that sometimes. Fabian Gallimore. Hey, we talked about him. Guard from Bama. We'll go ahead and add him to the board. Would love to bring him in. Let me look at wide receiver. McGloster. Brian Butt. What do we think about bringing in Butt to the team? We lost Cheeks and Willies, but we can bring in Butt. Caleb Vincent is locking us out. He will not be returning. That sucks. I really was excited to see him next year. 6'5" contested specialist with blazing speed. We're talking DeAndre Hopkins, Julio Jones. I mean, maybe that's too much of a lofty comparison. Megatron. So we're kind of in the market for that number 1 guy. I wouldn't mind looking at Butts. McGloster as well, maybe. We'll add them. I mean, I'm curious. I should take a look. At running back, we had Dakota Sharpton. who's not even in the top here at all. Playing time. I don't know that we can bring in a playing time guy. The number one player is a backfield threat. I would have loved to bring him in. East-West playmaker Cam Hackney from Boston College, 4-star. East-West playmaker Ezekiel Maija. Thank you. I try. The game helps me out. An elusive bruiser, Luol Ominahu. This is tough. This is really tough. We'll have to come back to this one. I don't think there's a tight end I'm interested in. We do have two, but they're both pure blockers, so I'm not going to worry about that. Braden Jordan and Fabian Gallimore. Now, Braden Jordan is not interested. He actually has Alabama as his number one return, but I would love to bring him in. I think that's kind of like the best possible thing I can do here, probably. Well-rounded Grant Swan from Arkansas, maybe? We've got a BYU guy, Childers, from Richfield, Utah. That would make sense for the Atari Mason connection. Let's see, who else do we have here? David Ojeda at cornerback. He's kind of the last hope. I would love to bring him in. And Ojeda is interested in returning. Thank you. I would love to bring you back, sir. All right, David Ojeda. And bump and run from Kansas State. I would love to take a look at this guy. Boundary corner from LSU. I wouldn't mind looking at him also. Some high profile safeties interested. Box specialists, coverage specialist. We could bring in a guy like Sidney Muhammad and have him play linebacker. I mean, he's kind of too light for it, but number one coverage specialist? Okay. We did lose Brian Henderson, so I wouldn't mind trying to find someone as good as him to replace. Let's see what we got going on here. First of all, Fabian Gallimore. Yeah, I mean, this is a solid skill set. Strong grip is really good. We need to get the run blocking up at 99 strength. I mean, you can't beat that. You really can't beat that. We'll go ahead and offer him. Brian Butt. No, he's slow. He's slow. The Butt is slow. Really good hands. He's got acceleration. And he is only going to be a sophomore. Coach Prestige? I mean, I'm not opposed to bringing somebody like that in, but pretty underwhelming skill set there. What about McGloster? Yeah, also pretty underwhelming, but that 99 spec catch does stand out a little bit. Let's keep going. Left tackle Braden Jordan certainly would be great. We know about him from Alabama. He's only going to be a sophomore, so probably a pretty solid player. We have so many good players coming in, though. I'm a little worried to bring in all these guys, but David Ojeda, of course, I would love to bring him back. I think we'll be able to do that. Vince Fournette. Speed, 97. Acceleration, 96. Change of direction, 99. Coverages aren't phenomenal, but the catching, 91. House call, oh, baby. I need this guy so badly. Oh. Boundary corner. Very good speed. Good change of direction. Would be a great slot player. And Kona Wilcox. Very good speed. Very good coverages. Great change of direction. The only thing is he doesn't have a lot of abilities yet. I still think he's worth bringing in, though, as that Brian Henderson replacement. Now, it kind of comes down to the wide receivers a little bit. We still need quarterback as well, so we'll have to target quarterback. Running back is another thing I'll want to target because I just want different skill sets. Wide receiver is something I'd like to target, but I would say this covers tackle. This covers guard. This does not cover center. Let's take a look at center. Edge will have 8 of, so I don't know that I want to bring in an edge, but we can take a look. Linebacker and then 6 corners. I think we're covered on corners as well. Let's take a look at edge. Number 2 edge in the class, power rusher Terrence Redfield from Bowling Green. Let's just add all these guys. Pure power. I don't like pure power. Although pure power could again be a good defensive tackle. We did that last year and that worked really well. That's not a terrible idea. He'd be a little underweight, but he'd actually be a lot underweight. So I'm not a huge fan of that. All right, let's see what we got going on here. This is going to take a lot of our hours though. Looking for guys with completed skill sets. .90 strength. Maybe this guy? Yeah, I think this guy would work out pretty well. 230. I mean, that's not enough to play tackle. Is the thing. Defensive tackle, what do we have here? Gap specialist? No. Pure power? Yes. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. Okay, that leaves Floyd Perkins, which I'm not sure of. Go back to the transfer portal. Linebacker is one I would be interested in getting, but I just don't know that we have the points for it. Thumper. Yeah. I'm not feeling any of the linebackers here. So that leaves running back and quarterback. At running back, we have the contact seeker, we have the bruiser. I really think at this point it'd be like backfield threat, east-west playmaker maybe. We've got Cam Hackney from Boston College. We've got Ezekiel Maija. Could be pretty intriguing. D'Angelo Dunbar. Contact seeker, elusive bruiser, east-west playmaker from Notre Dame. Let's see on these guys. Okay. No. Looking for a guy with higher shifty than that. Hackney is probably quite a bit better. Moffitt. Yeah, none of these East-West playmakers are very interesting. Hackney's a little interesting just because I think he'd come in and probably be somebody we could go ahead and start. So we'll offer him. And then try to bring in a backfield threat if we can. Would love to have a backfield threat. Okay, it's not going to be a 4-star backfield threat, though. That's less impressive. Playing time from UAB. Dakota Sharpton. Yes. Yes, I forgot about him. He'd be perfect. He'd be exactly what I want. Right. Yeah, we definitely want to offer Dakota Sharpton. Then that really leaves wide receiver and quarterback. Just see the centers here. Yeah, no 4-star centers. I'm not worried about center at all. Wide receiver and quarterback. We do have LaMarcus Payne interested in coming. He wouldn't start, but he would start the year after this year. So I think we jump in on this battle. 4 stars. He's backfield threat, which is my favorite archetype. And he's the only 4-star version. So we're going to just sell on him. I'm not even going to worry about the scouting. We can do that next rotation. We're just going to go ahead and send the house. And that leaves wide receiver up in the air. I'm going to get rid of Floyd Perkins. Well, I'll keep Floyd Perkins for now. I'm going to bump down Westbrooks. I have to keep the points on. I'm going to bump down this guy to 10 points. Is there a speedster? Speedster's not something I have. Not a single speedster in the class is interested in me. Of the 4 stars, at least. There are some from the 3 stars, though. We'll try to find wide receiver next period. I'm going to put 50 points into, I think, Brian Butt. So I think he's more impressive than McGloster. Well, I don't know. McGloster's got much better catching. Route running, release. No, what am I saying? McGloster's way more important. Let's go to 5 points on him. Then we'll go to 50. Okay, I'm going to get rid of Butt, and I'm going to get rid of Perkins. And we're going in with 28 targets here. I think that's good enough for me for now. I mean, we don't need all 35. You know, it would help the class rankings, but I don't think we need it. Let's jump ahead. And we'll reevaluate. Did we gain any points? Is this battle stuck? It doesn't even look like we're in first place. It's really hard to tell. Okay. So, first of all, Gallimore, we jumped into first for. Who are we top 5 for? Ojeda. Ojeda does have LSU hot on his tail, and I didn't make note of what his traits were. Pro potential and brand exposure. So here's where we do our little cheaty thing. We're going to go to the recruiting insight engine. This is transfer portal. He is a 4-star with brand exposure and pro potential. And athletic facilities are a no, so it's football influencer. That should be enough to lock us up to battle, I think. Is he the only one? No. LaMarcus Payne also is in the top 5. He has champ contender and brand exposure. And it's either coach or playing time. But we don't know. I think we do the double soft sell. He only had, oh, he has a lot on his tail, so I think we're gonna have to go ahead and lock in a commitment to. It's either to the house or prime time. I'm pretty sure it's to the house, so what I'm gonna do is something where I guarantee that I get the points from the other. We're gonna go ahead and schedule him a visit for champ contender. Yeah, champ contender, a team meeting. Alright, so we've got him coming in. The rest of these are all in the top 8 currently, so there's nothing we can do about them anyway. For second, McGloster is going to be pretty hard to win. Sharpton even looks a little hard to win. Hackney we're first for. Breeze we're second for with Texas. First, I think we're in the running for this guy. We're number 1 for him, though. He's the one I'm most concerned with. Gallimore we're first. Jordan we're second for. So just in case, I'm going to... First of all, I'm going to give 50 points to Tremaine Reese. He is a 4-star with no to playing time, no to playing style, no to program tradition, yes to brand exposure. Damn, nose is itchy. Alright, who are we likely to lose? I can't schedule a visit with him. I guess because he's already had one, that makes sense. We've got a visit from him. Ojeda as well. I might as well go ahead and schedule a visit for week 2 because we're already there. His thing is playing time, so I'm not gonna do playing time. I don't trust that. We're gonna do pro potential. We're gonna sell him on the thing that he left on that now we can actually back up. So he'll come in week 2. He'll come in week 2. We've done the best we can with them. We've got a lot of top 8s. We're currently projected to win everybody except the tackle, a cornerback, and maybe the running back and the wide receiver. So what I'll do is I'll add a few speedsters to the board. Or anybody in the top 8. Alright, that's it. We have 2 options. If they're fast, they'll get a look. All right. Might not hurt to get one more transfer quarterback. I'm going to look 3-star only, open. We're going to look for somebody who doesn't want... Chester Willie's playing time. We can bring him back. I don't want to, though. If he doesn't have any offers by the final period, I'll do that. Otherwise, Demarius Hunt, maybe. Potential. He would certainly make sense. Let me just add him to the board. And then give him 50 points, but not offer him a scholarship. Alright, I feel really good with that. Let's go to week 2. Week 3. We lose out on Randall Shepley already. Wow, that was fast. Okay. And we lose out on McGloster. Those are the two I was expecting most to lose out on, and I'm not hurting too much to lose out on them. We are gaining no ground on Dom Westbrooks. I guess that one's just going to go to the very end. Fine by me. Let's start at the top. LaMarcus Payne. It's not house call. Okay. So that means we know it is... It's not house call. So it's got to be primetime player. But we currently lead really hard on. We've got him hard selling. Same with David Ojeda. They both came to the school. Fournette's close. We gotta get in on this and figure it out. And of course he has a terrible, what is that? So 4-star. He's got a D+. Got champ contender. Proximity to home. Either conference prestige or program tradition, neither of which is great. It would be D+, B, A-. D+, B, A-. That would still be a hard sell. That's not very good. So we know for a fact he's got champ contender. I guess we can go with that one. Either program or he's got proximity for sure. So let's schedule a visit for champ contender. I think we send the house still. We could try swaying. No, swaying's not going to help here. I think we send the house one more time. So we'll send the house. We'll try to get more information on him to be sure in the final period. I don't think it's going to matter too much anyway. Fabian Gallimore, we fell to 3rd on. He's also top 5. I think everybody here is top 5. Yeah, everybody's top 5 at this point. So Gallimore has champ contender. And that's it. He doesn't have this, or this. He also doesn't have this. We have no idea what Gallimore wants. You can schedule him a visit, though, for champ contender. That wouldn't be bad. Braden Jordan, champ contender. I think we just need the points. I think we stay hard sell. Or send the house. Kona Wilcox, we fell to 2nd on. Okay, we've got his stuff. 4-star champ contender, coach prestige. No, no. That means it's aspirational goals for sure. That's perfect. That's really good for us. Are we sending the house on Gallimore? Yeah, we don't have the information, so we can't do anything but send the house on both of those guys. Breeze, we're still second for. Texas took a pretty big leap. I don't know anything on this guy, is the thing. Hunt, we're first for. Sharpton, we're second for, but we'll leap on this one. We have his 3 already. I think it's the clutch. Okay, so I don't even think I need to mess with scouting, visiting for him. I think we'll get him pretty handily. Hackney, we fell to 3rd on. He's got playing style and conference prestige. 4-star transfer, playing style, conference prestige. And then it's either coach or pro potential. Well, it's not pro potential, it's coach. So it is standard bearer. I think that means we could pretty reliably get him. Breeze's playing style. Yeah, there's no way. Okay, so we've got everybody figured out. Tremaine Reese, we don't know on him. I don't think we stand to really lose anybody. If we do, I'm not too concerned with it. Ready for a visit. We're not going to visit him. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 we need to consider. Gallimore we can schedule week 3. He is champ contender. Jordan we can schedule the same week to make sure we get him. I think that works out pretty well. We have 1 more visit, so we need to make sure it's on the person we want most here from this list. Breeze, Hackney, Wilcox. I think we do these 2 in the last week. No, we do Wilcox now. Wilcox now with coach prestige, right? No, we do conference prestige. Conference prestige for Wilcox. Then that leaves only week 4 as an option. We're gonna do him week 4 for playing style. And then Hackney, also playing style. Okay, and that leaves Reese. Not worried about him. All these guys have visits coming. We've checked all their things. The best of our ability. Go to week 4. We get LaMarcus Payne. All right. He is our new backup quarterback. Now, he's going to be a very high-level backup. We get David Ojeda back. Great. We didn't lose on anybody. That's big, too. That's probably the biggest thing. Week 4. This is going to be tough. This is really the final stretch. I don't think I have to worry about this, but I will bump it up if they're pro potential brand exposure. And it's not playing time, so it's Gym Rat. Okay. Just do this, because why not? a pretty weak visit from us. Dakota Sharpton blocked us out for playing time. I'm gonna leave him on, but that's it. This is a bug that happens every time they decide suddenly the playing time is an F when it wouldn't necessarily be. I would love to get him time. I don't know for a fact we'll win that battle now. And that's just kind of how it is. Fournette, we're number 1 for. We had our visit. Championship contender, proximity to home. Alright, he is a 4-star. Championship contender, proximity to home. That means it can only be conference or program tradition. We have not unlocked either of those. I almost just have to hope that hard sell wins on him. Or send the house. I don't think I can trust that he's going to come away with anything else. I mean, if it's the other one, it doesn't help anyway. So, Gallimore we moved to second for after our visit. He is champ contender, coach prestige. And it's either conference or brand. It's not brand. So it is aspirational goals. That's a really good sell for us. That should be enough, I think. Because we're right there behind him. That should be a good enough sell. Braden Jordan, we moved into first for. He is champ contender. No. No, no. No, no. So the only thing he can be is hometown hero. That should be enough to lock him up. Gosh, I want Fournette. Fournette would make the world of a difference to have on the team. Wilcox will probably win. Did Fournette already have his visit? He did. Okay. Wilcox, we're already doing everything we can for. Breeze, we have a visit this week. We have not figured out anything on Breeze. It's pretty much a 1 in 3 chance on him, so we're going to leave it as is and hope that the visit carries. I don't think it will. Hackney, we're doing everything we can on him. Hunt. We've got Hunt. I just want to check if Chester Willies has any offers, though. Yes, he's going to Ole Miss. We're going to see him in conference. Okay, perfect. Demarius Hunt, welcome to the team. This one's the only one that I don't know about, right? Because everybody else is ready for a visit. They've already visited. We can't have Sharpton come on a visit. And Virginia's going to take him. They're going to get him. I always forget about that bug. That's like the one thing you never really want to mess with playing time. I guess we might as well have him come. Sure, why not? Okay, I mean, Fournette could be just another one of these speedsters that I lose in the portal, or he could be a guy I bring in, and that kind of, I think, makes or breaks the portal for me a little bit, because he's such a good player. Do we roll the dice on Send the House? Let's look at the numbers again. One last time. We know he's champ contender. We know he's proximity to home. He's not this. He's not this. He's not coach prestige. He's not campus lifestyle. He's not brand exposure. It is a 78% chance that he is hometown hero. Hometown hero does not help us a whole lot if we go B, D plus, A minus. That's probably not far off from hard sell. Or send the house. And with that in mind, I think we just send the house and make our peace with it. And we're trying to get through these things pretty fast, you know? Let's go forward. Vincent Fournette. Come on, man. Come to South Alabama. Be the next Jamil Mangold. Cam Hackney. That's nice. Dom Westbrooks. All right. Excited to see him. Dakota Sharpton. Didn't expect that. Kona Wilcox. I think we didn't get him. Braden Jordan. Demarius Hunt. Oh, wow. We missed out on a lot. He signed... What? What? Re-signed with Nebraska? Reese was elite? And he signed with Nebraska? Okay. Okay. No, that's cool. Yeah. Cool. Good for you, Nebraska. Westbrooks? Star. Okay, I mean, it's not elite, but I'll take star. I will take star. Very okay with that. That is a huge win. And then we come down here. Oh, Nebraska is public enemy #1. Star dev. Bump and run corner. We're putting Nebraska on the schedule this year. Vince Fournette. Brian Gallimore signs with Florida. He was elite. Okay. Cool. Good for him. We lose another player to Texas, as always. Normal. Okay, good. You know what? Screw you. Didn't want you anyway. Braden Jordan comes. Well, obviously David Ojeda, we know on him. Let's go from the start here. Impact on LaMarcus Payne. Okay, he's a backup. I'm not too concerned about it. Braden Jordan is a star player. Kona Wilcox will be impact, so he won't get too much better than what he already is. Elite, though, on Cam Hackney. Okay. Impact on Demarius Hunt. Impact on Dakota Sharpton. That's 23 signings for a grand total of 5th. We got a top 5 recruiting class. By a point, we beat Georgia. Let's go. First ever top 5 recruiting class, and it was down to the wire, but we did it. Where's Nebraska end up? They finished 15th, but man, they got some players. That's awesome. Let's look at position changes now. QB. This is what we come in with. LaMarcus Payne, 85 overall on day 1. Before Dev. That's really good. That's a great backup, and that could be a good senior player for us. Demarius Hunt's also a solid backup player. Hackney's an 88 overall. So he'll kind of slot in with Louis Samuel as the starters. Sharpton's also very solid. We may see him on 3rd downs. This kind of puts Frazier on the cut line, I think. And then Burks as well. Star, I mean, that's pretty good. Stewart as well. It's a bit tough. I feel like it's unfortunate for some of those players. We didn't bring in any great receivers, so you're kind of looking at Slade Kimron, Chauncey Tam maybe as your Z, and then your X kind of guy, maybe D'Angelo Tryon, gritty possession. I mean, that'd be kind of an interesting one. And 81 speed, that's too bad. We don't really have a true physical threat on this team. That's unfortunate. Not changing any of these guys. Agile. I don't mind Agile at all. I think it's good to have at least one of those players in that role. Braden Jordan comes in, star dev, well-rounded. If we wanted to change him, he would change to agile as well. I'd rather keep him well-rounded. Al Haddad still would be a pass protector. I'd like to turn Al Haddad into well-rounded as well, but don't think that's going to be an option. At guard, these are what you have. Raw strength, Richard Clements, elite dev. At center, Jimmy Hawker, Josh DeBeer, and then John Roundtree. Really excited to have all three of these. Raw strength as well. Well-rounded, raw strength, well-rounded. So for the well-rounded players, can we convert you? No. Not unless you went to tackle. What about Robert? No. Okay. And then at right tackle, well-rounded Bickley. We have a pass protector, agile, and agile. Okay. I do think that we're gonna see Braden Jordan play the right side, so we'll move him to right tackle. No, we won't move him because that makes him. He's going to play right tackle for sure, but I can't move him because that makes him agile. I don't want to make him agile. Right? Yeah, I don't want to make him agile. Al Haddad, we could even move him to right tackle. We could start Al Haddad. I mean, there's a lot of things we could do here. Generally, I'm pretty okay with where everybody's at, actually. Edge, I want to move anybody who is a speedster. Wait, what do we have? Speed rusher, power rusher, speed rusher. Let's move Hawkstein to right edge. No, that makes him into a speed rusher. Do we want another speed rusher? How fast is he? Fairly fast. Fairly strong. I want to keep him as a power rusher. Alex Myers, speed rusher. We're going to move him to left edge. Perfect. Is there anybody that can play defensive tackle? Mond? Hawkstein? Pure power? He's 257. I mean, he certainly could play tackle. Like a tiny tackle. Whoops. Okay, we can move D-line to D-line. That works out perfect, actually. So I think personally what I want to do, because we've got some good pure power players here, but none of them project great for the future. I don't think we have a solid dev. We have one star dev, power rusher, but I think we've got kind of a loaded edge rushing class. So I think we move Hawkstein to defensive tackle to be pure power. That leaves all speed, all power. Perfect. Everybody here weighs a lot except Hawkstein. Sam linebacker. I don't think this matters too much. Most everybody's going to be lurker. That's kind of what I want anyway. Some signal callers. Cornerback, we're going to have Morgan Ellington, the 5-star in his final year. Ezekiel Kukwa. It's a weak cornerback group. We're going to probably be looking back more at 4-2-5 with the safeties playing in the apex position, I think, this year. Brian Chester, maybe. Yeah. Yep. I think that's what we're going to do. Brian Chester is going to be the new Jamil Mangold. Maybe David Ojeda. It's tough to say. I mean, Ojeda is really fast. He's big. So he can play an interesting role himself. Gosh, he'd be great as a linebacker. Have Kukwa and Ellington play the outside. I don't know. We'll see. East-West playmaker Christian Waller. Elusive route runner, receiver, or a good running back. I mean, that's not exactly a hard choice. Thumper linebacker Sean Vidal. And he would be a really good edge rusher. Or Thumper. But honestly, I kind of want to have a Thumper again. We don't have another good Thumper on roster, so I think that's perfect. I think we lock that in for next year. Let me save where we're at. We've had some misses. We've had some really big hits, though, in this offseason so far. It's been overall probably a win. We finally get an upgrade. It's Tyler Cormier upgrading to Impact. Is that it? Is that all we get? No. Okay. Tremaine Suggs upgrades to Star, so our linebackers get upgrades. That's pretty nice, but that's it? Really? Okay. And let's do our thing here. We have player upgrades, training results. Jared Heller pretty much maxed out. I mean, at this point, the accuracies aren't going to get better, which is a bit of a concern. We can get him upgraded on these. We could get his quickness upgraded, which I think I want to do. If we do another quickness upgrade, though, that leaves us 13 points, and that's not a lot. Break tackles at max speed. I'm not going to get Option King. Let me move my camera. Mobile resistance to platinum we could get. And that probably would be worth doing. Probably. I think we go quickness and then we put the rest in the stamina or IQ. That gives us 8 points. That's either platinum mobile resist or another upgrade to IQ. I think we do that. I mean, he's not really all that much better than last year. And the accuracy was the thing I wanted to upgrade most, and we won't be able to upgrade it, but I think that's okay. LaMarcus Payne. I would love to get his play action up. This is what I really want most of all, is sleight of hand. It costs quite a bit though, and there's a really good chance we lose him to the draft, which would not be ideal, but I think that's okay. I think we just go all in on IQ. Very, very good backup. Very, very good backup. I'm gonna do the same thing for Demarius Hunt. And that's just one of the more important ratings to me. So now we've got a gold sleight of hand guy. That's a very important rating to me. Cam Hackney. All right. Elite Dev. He has 55 points to play around with. He's as fast as he'll get. But we can get that shifty up. And you better believe that's what we're getting up. Change of direction and speed. He cannot hit platinum shifty. That's unfortunate. But we can get sidestep up, and that's what we're going to do. As much as we can. Gold on both of them is really good. And then we can put the final bit into elusive once again. And I think this is going to be about as good of a running back as we've had since Gideon. It would cost 8 points though to get him to sidestep max. Pretty good player though. Pretty good player. We won't see him after next year. After this year. Dakota Sharpton. Playing time's an F. I'm sorry about that, friend. Let's get that safety valve up. I would love to get his route running up. Along with hands. Platinum safety valve. And with the last 4 points, probably elusiveness. I don't expect him to play a whole lot though. Louis Samuel. Excited to see what he can do. Battering ram, 94 toughness, 88 awareness. So we'd have to get that up considerably in the awareness category. I think I want to get his power up one more time. That lets me get max workhorse. Quickness is maxed out. I think IQ would be the best thing to get for him. It's gonna bump him up a lot though. I really want to get battering ram, but I don't think I can. So maybe with the last little bit, I go elusiveness. One more in power. That's pretty high. I mean, that's really high for a player. Like, the thing with Contact Seeker is it's so hard to maximize their abilities. I like the idea of them a lot, but I don't really think it's very possible. Jeff Mooney, now a redshirt freshman, has 57 points. Get your route running up, son. And then we're just going to put points into his speed. We're not going to see him touch the field for a while. We're going to try to get his speed up. Not even going to worry about anything else right now. Just speed. How much shifty? He's a project player to me anyway. Dale Stewart, we can get his speed up. But then he needs elusiveness. Needs more elusiveness. And then we'll save for shifty. Again, Dale Stewart's also someone that's a project to me. I'm not at all in a hurry to bump him up all the way. Kevin Leo at Impact. What have we been working on with him? He's got 26 points. I guess at this point blocking. Pass blocking, I'm not concerned with. Just get his blocking all the way up. And that's kind of the best he is. Catching, route running, quickness. Guess we can just go IQ. Pretty underwhelming. I expected a little more from an agile center to fullback convert. Slade Kimron, let's see, in his junior season, 76 points to spin. That's incredible. We can go ahead and max out his speed, and I think we will. 98 speed is where he caps out. Sure hands. And I think I'd love to get the hands up all the way. A little wary of it because I want more in... It's 9 points, so 9 plus 5. That's going to be 14 points to cap out. I think that's worth doing, though. It's actually going to be 19 points to cap out. Again, I think that's worth doing. It's too good to pass up on. Then we can put the rest into his route running. And he's not the most elusive guy, and he doesn't have a lot of IQ, but that's okay. Then we can put a point into double dip or layout. Probably layout, if I had to guess. I mean, he'll probably get drafted next year anyway. He's a junior. Chauncey Tam, the speedster. He has 50 points available. And for him, I would love to get shifty. He needs one more change of direction, sidestep, some speed. So we're going to go ahead and do speed and elusiveness. That'll give us shifty and takeoff and sidestep. He's a junior. One more into quickness. Get takeoff up to bronze or silver. Probably hands, right? Okay. Solid player. I think he'll be a good senior for us. Devin Kesey. We've got Max Shifty. We've got Max Sidestep. And now we want cut moves. We actually can't get cut moves. Okay, that's good enough for now. We'll see what we want to do with him later. D'Angelo Tryon, gritty possession. I mean, you've got to be faster than 80 speed, though. That's the thing. That's not going to help. Great, you can catch a ball. I mean, I don't really know what to say about this. This is a terrible skill set. Jordan Cobbs, normal dev. Get his speed up. It's a good start. Quincy Urban. He's kind of in the next man up in the gadget role. Is accuracy one of the things you can upgrade? Oh, it's actually part of hands. Interesting. get that speed up. I want my gadgets to be fast, guys. All right, here we go. Tim Boss. Now we get to the big ones. Tight ends. Blocking. Max that out. Double teams on outside runs. Make him a little faster. That's not terrible. At least that's a usable skill set now. Steve Muti. Blocking up. Double team. Double team. Perfect. Simple with these guys. Oscar Thomas. This is where things get a little more tricky. We have 30 points available on him. His speed is maxed out. Okay. Gotcha. I'd like to get him a more competent blocker. I would love to get his hands up. And do this right here. Sure hands. And then route running wouldn't be bad. Maybe blocking as well. Okay, that's a good player. Manu Low, Elite Dev, he has 59 points. We're going to put all these into speed. Yes, he's a pure blocker. That doesn't mean he has to only ever be a pure blocker. Now, he is a conference prestige guy. We know that they can transfer, so I would hate to lose him. But I think that's what we do for now. And we see maybe one day we can trade. Well, we can't trade him back and forth, I don't think. Siaki Dykes, another pure possession guy. 33 points. I want to put those into quickness. And Brendan Akers, another star dev guy. Speed. Power also is not a bad idea, but I don't want power right now. Okay, left tackle, Rayshawn Nix. Pretty much probably really good as is. Okay, he's got max on everything. Screen blocking is the only thing he doesn't have a lot of. It requires impact blocking, which he doesn't have a ton of. Let's max out his run blocking. He's a junior, but he's going to be gone after this year 100%. So might as well get the most I can out of him. Yeah. Perfect. Braden Jordan. Star Dev. Sophomore well-rounded. What can we upgrade on you, son? Double teams on inside runs. I would love to get that. He's got 100 points to spend. Okay. Why does he have so many points? Why does he have so many points? You can platinum all those. We can get his strength up enough to get strong grip. I think that's where I want to go now. Let's get strength up again. So that's pretty much maxed. Can max out his run blocking. This guy's a monster. Yeah, we're gonna definitely be playing him at right. That's for sure. And then Al Haydad can keep getting his run blocking up. We can get quick drop up. I don't know when he'll ever play, is the thing. I just don't see a path forward for him right now. Parker Singletary, raw strength, impact guard. Power is capped. We can get this up though, that's really nice. And that is also really nice. That's just gonna need run blocking. Okay. Not a great player, but a decent player. Richard Clements, Elite Dev, has 79 points. Get that footwork up to a better spot. And I'm just going to go power on him. We can get silver, we can get gold strong grip, we can get workhorse maxed out, I think. We can, indeed. And then we can go run blocking on the rest. He might not be ready year one. But we can certainly find a way to play him. I mean, that's a great skill set. Josh DeBeer or Jimmy Hockey. Jimmy Hawker, whatever his name is. Get that up to gold. Power up wouldn't be bad. Second level blocking, protection from wear and tear. Wouldn't mind getting that. Is this guy a senior? He is. Let's do that. And then with the last 3 points, we'll sit on him. Josh DeBeer, impact. We're going to go ahead and go power on him as well. Ty Tiffin, normal dev. Not a lot to do on him. Whatever. Wayne Parms. Raw strength. I mean, there's just not a lot of upside for a lot of these guys. Coco Komar. Normal. George Bickley. I'm gonna change the song too. Of course, we're almost done, so I guess that's kind of not really worth it. But George Bickley, well-rounded, and he is a tackle. And let's just get his quickness up. Along with his power. Like, we're not relying on you in year one, so let's just make him a faster and stronger player. Najee Sprinkle. Agile. Cap out his power. Same deal here. Quickness. Trent Godwin has 62 points. This is fun. He is... Pocket Disruptor is really close. We can get that maxed out. And then power moves were also... close. No, finesse moves? So max out finesse. Oh, power moves. We need more power moves. $88. I don't even think we can get there, can we? $7 points, 5 points, gotta be enough. It is. Gold duress, platinum quick jump, platinum pocket disruptor, platinum recoup. I mean, the ratings aren't insane, but the abilities are. And that's the best I could do with an elite dev player. I don't understand why it's so hard. Alex Trevino, we're just gonna make him solid at what he does. If we ever need him to come in. Perfect. It's actually the same rating. It's insane to me. Kenyon Teamer, normal. And he is a speed rusher as well. Just get his run stopping up. I think this is a prime cut candidate. All right, Alejandro Mond, power rusher. He also has duress. He also has this one. I want to get that power maxed out. Get protection from wear and tear up a lot. And then we'll go power rusher on the rest. And then edge setter. Defensive tackle. Oh, this takes so long. Almost done though. Can get run stopping up. And that's exactly what we're going to do. Really good run stopper now. Kiki Ejiofor. Impact Dev, pure power player. Who shed the lateral runs? Might as well max that out. hit stick attempt. This will max that out. And we can get that pass rushing up a little bit. And Shadok's our rusher anyway. Perfect. Very solid. Rice bar, impact, gap specialist, and this is all going into power because I need you to be able to shut down the run, sir. EA Booneway, power rusher. We'll max those out. Power moves. Let me get the run stopping up in the meantime. That leaves the last one, Levi Hochstein. Star Dev, gain some weight. And I think he's a freshman. Yeah, he's a freshman. So we're not expecting him to play a whole lot. Let's just get his power up for now. Okay. Sam, Tremaine Suggs. Thumper, Star Dev, linebacker. We can get him faster. We can get impact, block resistance. Let's get his speed up some. He's very fast now. At 85 speed, 94 acceleration. We can get his hit stick attempts up. Or we could get his pass coverage up, which is probably a little more useful. Okay. Solid player. Peter Swain. Also Star Dev, Lurker. And not expected to play a whole lot yet. But, I mean, that's pretty good right there. Stone Chucks. I kind of like that. That's a pretty good skill set. We're going to sit on that. Ian Slaughter. Kind of just a dude, to be quite honest. Strength, tackle, toughness, block shedding, hit power. We can get that up. Get that up. Get that up. Just make him a solid tackler, I guess. Okay. Probably the same for this guy. Jose is Lurker. Probably a prime cut candidate. Cormier, Impact Dev, Lurker in this senior year. He's as fast as he'll ever be. Improved movement and zone coverage, we can't even get that. Get his coverage up really high, though. And then go 2 points in the pass rush, I suppose. Why not? Sweat, I think I just want to upgrade his speed. He's not going to play, and I want that kind of player. Morgan Ellington, 54 points to spend, his final year. We want to get knockout up. That's going to cost 6-man coverage, as well as probably ball hawk. It's expensive. It costs 7 points to get that. That's not super doable. That'd be 15. We'd need 3 points in season. That's not even, yeah, not possible at all. We can get this for 8. That's probably the best we can do. But zone chucks don't really matter for him too much. We'll do it anyway. Kind of a so-so player here, unfortunately. Pursuit and tackling probably is the next best thing to get. We'll get that up. Fuqua. Yeah, I've determined I definitely need house call high. Oops. We'll do that. Wouldn't mind getting his speed up. I mean, he's gonna be the guy, so we'll do that as well. He's a senior. I mean, he's just not that great of a player. 2 points left. Get the tackling up, I guess. Yeah, Ojeda's pretty crazy, but we gotta get his coverages up pretty significantly. Like, that coverage is not enough to cover anything outside. Not at all. Yeah, this is going to be a big step back here for us, unfortunately. Another bump and run in Bobby, Missouri. Our final bump and run here. Pretty good speed. Certainly a solid player. That's kind of where I'm going to stop there because we need coverage. Some zone coverage up. Very weak player. Good news is Alani Kalawaya comes back. Platinum Robber is tremendous for us. 94 awareness, we can't get that. We can get hands up though. Then get house call up. Do we go for max house call? I think we do. Banya, get that zone coverage up, as well as the man coverage. Perfect. Chester, 75 points. Redshirt freshman. And I think we're going to try to get him in the slot now. Pass coverage has got to get up, though. First of all, hands. We're going to get the hands up a little bit. Quickness, maybe, up a little bit. Then pass coverage. Yeah, 86 overall in year one. I think he's going to be really solid. Gregory Provo, another coverage specialist. Some movement up and then go for hands. I love my safeties having good hands. They tend to be my best playmakers. This is brutal. It takes so long. I'm close enough now. Run through all the fours. And the strong safeties. Conal Wilcox. He's going to be playing a lot of deep. Give him that. Give him Robber. Robber. Give him Max Robber. 6 points there. 2 points there. Perfect. Boygby as a junior. Ronnie Raymond, Raphael Raymond, whatever his name is. Oh man, this is rough. Almost done. Almost done. My PS5 is also lagging really hard. Theo Spears. Spears. And then kicker, Kevin Avila. We have one more player. Woohoo! He's maxed out everywhere. We have 27 points to spend. We can't get anything more on him, so I guess what we're gonna do, we can either do awareness or we can start doing throw power. I'm curious what just one throw power does. A lot. About one accuracy. Also a lot. That makes it where he can throw the ball, actually. Just something to keep in mind. Agnew. Impact. We can get accuracy on him. He's got coffin corner. I guess we'll get rid of the penalty. Stick a fork in us, we're done. Finally. Coach skills. I don't think there's any I'm worried about right now. I'd like to start getting ground and pound. So that's it. Champ contender A- is crazy work. Custom conferences, the only team I'm interested in checking on. Troy, how'd they do last year? They're up to a 1.5. Good for them. No, it hasn't updated yet. Okay. I'm good with where we're at. Encourage transfers. We do have to... Oh, we don't have to encourage a single person. We're 85 out of 85. Perfect. Sim to the start of the new year. I did want to recruit originally. Obviously not going to have the time now. First and foremost, where are they? Nebraska. What can we expect Coach Mason's salary to be next year? Does he have any language in his contract to adjust his salary against the highest paid coaches winning the championship? Of course, yeah. When he renegotiated, I believe that was last offseason, after having already been to a national championship, it was pretty easy for him to get that clause added in. So, yeah, now he's 100% guaranteed. He's not going to be, it's not a Lane Kiffin situation. He's staying. He's locked in. And actually, he had severe bonuses in his contract for last year's championship win. Just for making the playoffs, he gets a bonus. And then he gets, I believe it was $1 million clause just for winning the national championship. So he is, he's good for the near future. It's a good question, though. We like to keep him satisfied here in Mobile. I was really wanting to add Troy, but I don't see them as an option to add. Do we have Ole Miss on the schedule for Chester Willies? We don't. That sucks. I was really hoping to play against him. Let me see who else I wanted to... LaShawn Pitts in Texas. We'll see them week 1. I don't want to play a week 0 game this year. I don't think, because you can't schedule anything during it. Why does he believe USA is the place to stay and not going to a program with more history and prestige? Well, I think it's just because of how much they love him here in Mobile. I mean, first of all, Mobile is kind of like that destination place to be. Everybody in America would be very jealous to be in Mobile. The only place up from Mobile, Alabama is the NFL, and right now I'm not even sure if that would be a step up for him. Nebraska, Alabama, Florida State, Clemson, TCU, Texas. TCU? We could play TCU. That'd be kind of fun. Get rid of this Tulsa game. And then I guess that means our last game is going to be week 2 against Troy. I always have the Troy game. Did we play Troy last year at home or on the road? I believe we played them at home. Let me just double check that real quick. I can't rightly remember. That was the 1200 view video. Is he the Marcus Freeman of college football? Have NFL teams not knocked on his door? NFL teams definitely have knocked on his door. He just hasn't knocked back, from what I understand. I do imagine that we'll see him leave at some point, though. I've thought of doing that in the series, too, of having him go. I just haven't settled on if I want to actually do that or not, especially now that I'm just streaming it. Let's see. So we have away, home. So 1 1 1 1 1 2 2 2 2 3 3 3 3 4 4 4 4 5 4 6. So the last 2 need to be home. So Nebraska will be at home, and we'll play, instead of going to Amon Carter, we'll play at home. And that's your schedule. Perfect. And like I said, I'll probably have to get into recruiting next time because it's already almost 5:30. It's already gone on a little long. But we're the number 2 team in the preseason. And I don't know where it shows. Is it here? What's our prestige? We're still a 4-star prestige. I don't know if it's updated or not yet. It might update next period because we should definitely be a 5-star prestige now. I feel like we didn't get the bump for winning the national championship, but that's okay. I don't think we really need it. So yeah, behind Georgia, who's 99, 99, 99. Clemson, 99, 99, 99. And Bammer is 99, 99, 99. So it's not going to get any easier. How has USA's NIL funding changed with the increased success of the program? Is there less of a need to scout with increased money coming into the program? Yes, but it's still been an upward battle in that capacity. So, you know, if we say the NIL, of course, is our hours here, we definitely have gotten more hours, but our coaching hasn't had a lot of ability to put points into the recruiting side of things. So we haven't really gotten the NIL to go get the big players. It's been, every time we want to get a high profile player, it's been a scrap. So most of what we do is through development here. We recruit high schoolers and we develop them. If we look at Coach Mason's abilities, he is a schemer. He's one of the smartest schemers in the game. We're talking Sean McVay on offense, and we're talking, maybe not Sean McVay, Kyle Shanahan, Mike Vrabel. Definitely Mike McDonald on defense when it comes to his scheming. He's probably the brightest mind in college football defensively, and offensively, he's definitely up there. So we get the most out of players through scheme and motivation. We don't get a lot of players through recruiting. We've got some NIL. We have just signed our first ever top 5 recruiting class, so that's really big. So I would say the NIL is increasing, but it's definitely not enough to contend with the Georgias, the Alabamas, and the Clemsons. We're still a tier below them in NIL funding. Hoping to get that upgraded, though. That's going to have to come from donors and boosters. We haven't really had a whole lot of those yet. But yeah, that is your year 6 offseason, and that is your year 7 team. Jared Heller, surprising return to the program instead of going pro. We've got probably the highest rated running back we've had since season 2 or 3 of the series, and great running back depth behind him. And then wide receiver is going to be a little weak this year. We definitely are taking a step back at wide receiver. Edge rusher, I think, is going to be a bit of a step back as well. The biggest thing I'm scared of, corner. We don't have great cornerback this year. We're going to have to run a 4-2-5 with, I think, an apex safety playing the nickel role. And we'll just do the best we can. But thanks, everyone, for stopping by. Thanks, Chicken Dinner, for the grilling questions on the state of our program. Hopefully, we can keep this up in year 7. I will probably be streaming some of this tomorrow and Sunday around the Super Bowl. We'll see on Sunday. But definitely tomorrow I'll be streaming some of the games. We'll get into the first few weeks of this season, and that's it.